you're like, I cannot sit still, and you're having a hard time meditating, it's never going to go away, folks. There'll be time in which you're like, I can't fucking meditate, right? And our practice helps us just to say, oh, okay, well, it's hard right now, right? I accept that. Now, what we decide to do at that point could involve skillful means. Like, if you're an over efforter, then maybe it's like, okay, I'll just take a day off. Or I'll sit for 20 minutes versus 40. This is why it's important to know your patterns. If your tendency is, to do less, then maybe it's to make more effort. Then it's also about given conditions, right? All this is having a sense, and then you play with it. Oh, maybe this is about, there's anxiety here because I'm afraid, I'm not willing to notice something. Then maybe you're like, okay, I'll sit down. I'll try for 20 minutes and focus on that as maybe why it's hard. As opposed to before where I'm like, it's hard. How can I have concentration? And how can right? So you start to, this is why it's important we get to know ourselves. And the key though, folks, is that you know how you have been. You could be different. By this, I don't mean you should be different. Be very, very careful. And neither is it about, oh yeah, I want to be like that, so I'm going to do this. It just means, you know what? You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, you feel anxious, but until you sit down, you don't know if the anxiety is going to still be here, right? So how do you skillfully do that? Most of retreat from now on, and really your meditation, but you really get to know it in retreat because there's just enough time and concentration so that the doing can give the result, and the steadiness of awareness will go, oh, it's not just like Reverend Lin says or Pema Chodron says, but you'll be able to experience that in a way that isn't going, oh, I intellectually know it more, but you experience it more. So the insight, like I like to tell my student, nothing happens in retreat that doesn't happen in your life. Nothing. Because it's the same you, the same mind, the same heart, the same body. Of course, there are conditions that, in a way, what happens in retreat is you get a container on one level that squeezes you, right? Like, it's like being put in a room and you can only be aware of what's, literally, and you can only be aware of what's in the room, and you can't run away from yourself, those hours of just sitting there. Whereas in life, I run away from myself all the time. The dog barks next door. Oh, that's why I can't meditate. I'm hungry. Oh, that's why I can't meditate. I'm angry. Oh, that's why I can't meditate. When you're in a retreat, yeah, you could do it for a while. And some people go through retreat and do that all the time. And for the most part, you get to start to, the reason you have insight isn't necessarily all that you're practicing. It helps to have the tools, like when you're sleepy a lot, then how to stay awake and aware. Certainly these are all good tools, but the insight is actually your willingness to accept the truth of what you know as important and meaningful, that you're willing to be with in your life. Like, oh, I'm sad when things are transitioning. Whereas before, go get ice cream, right? Start another class. figure out what else I can do. You know, with practice, you go, oh, I'm sad. And then you're just like, I'm sad, I'm sad. And then it reveals itself that, oh, this is a transition.